Salute and thank you, NERDSoul. Oh yeah, you best believe it. Late Ill Kid at OneYoungsta holding it down, bringing this street geek and nerd soul. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. Let's go. You better be subscribing. Well, hopefully you be subscribing. If you don't, man, look, hey, I get it, but I'm just saying you need to be subscribing. With that said, we're here to talk some Star Trek. If you hate Star Trek, well, I guess welcome still. But if you love it, super welcome. Also, if you're brand new, what's up? If you're brand old, what's up too? Because we are not by ourselves. We have an amazing guest. This dude been here all the time. Is cool. He knows things, and he's super duper smart. I give it to you, Solar Gray. What's up?
Hello, everyone. This is Solar Gray, the cinematic sorcerer, coming at you from the living room of the Wizard's Tower. And it sounds like somebody's been studying my intro technique.
Man. So we have 2 episodes.
Yes.
Of Star Trek, Starfleet Academy, and they are the penultimate and the finale. The penultimate was the 300th night, and when I saw that, I was like, "Oh, what?" I was like 300th night, but they opened up and let us know. Then the finale of the show, or I guess the finale of the season, is Reuben Khan. So we'll be talking about both of them sort of interchangeably because the stories kind of lead into the other one.
Well,
so,
it has been a Star Trek tradition since the generation to make the season finale a 2-parter.
Cool. So 300th night says, as the year ends, Caleb must choose between the life he wanted and the life he's built at Starfleet Academy. Nala breaks protocol to keep her promise. And then Reuben Khan is an old enemy's return, forces Nala to confront her mistakes in a mission to save the Federation. General thoughts on this 2-part finale. Do you like it? Do you not like it? General thoughts.
I liked it a great deal. I liked it a great deal. Don't get me wrong, it was no best of both worlds. It was no pale moonlight, but what was? You know, what is? what is? It's interesting being a lifelong Trekkie, how I'm seeing, I don't want to call them tropes as much as I call them traditions.
Okay. I can see what you're saying.
The 2-part season finale. Another trial. Because Star Trek loves trials. They love trials. They have ever since the 60s.
It's a very Star Trekian way of presenting these, even like the debates with Jaden's episode where he was debating about the Klingons. It's a very Trekian way of saying, okay, these are the 2 opposing or even slightly opposed ideas, and let's flesh them out. And if they happen to rub up against culture or government or society, well, just let that be.
Yeah, well, again, that is the number one thing. Now, you and I are always talking about Star Trek, but we approach Star Trek and science fiction as a whole from 2 different angles. I think that's one of the reasons that you and I work so well. Because Star Trek is a show of diplomacy. Essentially, it's always been a show about talking. Always been a show about talking. And diplomacy, even back in ancient times of Western civilization, and you know more about African history than I do, so you might be able to back this up with a not European model. The court is the place to talk. that is what it is. It's,
hopefully,
that generally is, be it the legal court or the court of the nobility. Because remember, before there were legal courts, you had to go present your stuff to the ruling baron or something to say, hey, that guy took my sheep. And it's like, but did I take the sheep? Let us examine what it is to be sheep and what it is to take. So if sheep follows the herd, did I take your sheep or did the herd migrate to my part of the land? That's really That's what diplomacy has always been. Um, and Starfleet has always been about talking. Yeah, we got space lasers.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got the pew pews.
But they're trying not to use them.
Yeah, but it's all about, hey, let's talk this over. Let's talk this over. Let's talk about it. Let's examine these ideas because I would hate to have to destroy your planet.
We're trying.
Really,
We don't want to use them. Like we got them because you know what I'm saying, but we don't want to use them.
yeah, it's what happens when you take that thing out and you tell everybody to be cool. That's what Starfleet always has been. It's like, and I mean, really, that's what they have been. It's like, oh no, we have weapons that can destroy a planet, but I want to talk to you because I'll feel
we find
real
out
bad about
the
myself.
more weapons that they have in this finale. Basically, when I say this finale, I kind of mean both of the episodes together when I say finale. But yeah, we find they have another weapon.
Another potential weapon. And
potential weapon.
Because keep in mind, nuclear power can either turn on your microwave or blow up and irradiate your city. It really is just a matter of where you point it,
Good point.
So yeah, honestly, other than a hammer, I can't find a good use of a gun. But outside of the pew pews.
Yeah, guns have pretty much a very specific use. Now you could say, hey, there is the sports side, so I'm not before y'all get started. I am not particularly.
I'm talking about a task that that it can perform outside of its popular function.
Oh yeah. There's
Guns,
pretty much it's got to shoot. Like, it has to shoot. Like that's it.
Yeah.
It's got to shoot. Like whether you're hunting or doing it for sport or doing it, hopefully to defend someone and not defend someone. But it's always got to shoot. They ain't got nothing else but to shoot.
Yeah, exactly. So, but Starfleet is like, they're the guys that are like, look, we could go to the trunk, but that's a bit of a walk. We're sitting up here in the living room.
Have to do that.
Yeah, I don't want to have to get up and find my keys and go outside. And I don't know if somebody parks so close I can't even stand in front of the trunk to get the thing out of it. So let's just talk this out. Yeah. Because if I gotta go to the trunk, then we're looking at the finale of Sinners. But I'd rather live through the whole thing, So yeah, and this show had the action that you want. It definitely had the action that you want. Because I know you're all about the explosions and the maneuvers and the tactics and all that stuff, because that's where the special effects come out most.
Yes.
And for me, it had the conversations. It had a lot of them conversations, and I really liked it. So in the penultimate episode, you had our main character finally finding what he's been looking for the whole time.
Finally. And I will say, shouts out to it being a realization, but not your basic everyday realization where it's something that he should have known. It's something, it's one of those, it was a frequency that he had kind of given up on because he had used it so long. And so he's like, oh, I haven't tried it since she got out. So it wasn't a situation where it's like, I've never thought about this, even though this is something that my mom pointed to all the time and every single memory I have. But
Sam, was like, oh wait, she got out. Let me try calling that old number.
Yeah, it was like,
you might have turned the phone back on. I don't know.
Yeah, because in your mind, you're like, I've called this number, 50, 60, 70 times, whatever. It's like, she's not there. She's, maybe she lost it or whatever. It's not there anymore. So having Sam come in and kind of jump starting that idea was cool. I also like that his friends were willing, to a certain degree, to be all in on this plan for better or for worse, to come in on this plan and fly out and find his mom. Because of course, when he looked, this is the message that he got was like a super recent message. I can't remember how long ago it was, but it was something like a day or two. So it was like a super recent message. Now, I mean, Genesis did not seem to be down with it. I think Genesis was about to snitch, but Sam was like, "Oh, there ain't gonna be no snitching here." And also, we have a new Sam, which is
dude, Sam 2.0.
Which I'm not against, but I don't know. I feel kind of sad that she doesn't like the old Sam. I think there's great things about the old Sam too. Not to say that I don't like the new Sam, but I'm like, I like the joy of the old Sam. But I can see where she can say, I don't like it. I don't like her. I don't like sort of how she operated. You know what I'm saying? But in her dislike, we see how Genesis saw her, because of course sometimes we have like, this is how I think you see me. And then that person is able to say, no, this is how I see you, or just so you know, or I do see you a little bit like that, but mostly I see you like this. So we got a lot of togetherness moments between our team, except Jaden. He got left. I was like, is Jaden going to come? Oh, he got left. So Jaden and the Phoenix got left, aka Tarima. They got left.
You're straight up Jean graying her. Okay.
Yo, I'm like, if you got the power, girl, look. Hey, hey, you got the touch. but I was like, hey, you got the power. Hey, let's go. But he got left, and the other part of the team got a chance to sort of solidify at least their positions on one another. Whether they were super in love with each other or maybe they hated each other, they got to see where they stood.
Now,
especially
what I actually liked, what I liked on that one is we've had I talk about this every week. This season has been a whole lot of character study. And we get to see the history and the thought processes of like everybody, but we tend to only see it one person at a time and through the perspective of another person. Like we got to see Jerem's, we really got to see Jerem's story, but we did it through Jaden's eyes. Not everybody.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
We got to see Sam's story, but we got to see Sam from the perspective of Nala and the doctor. Like her friends still don't know a lot about her, and granted, there wasn't a lot to know, but what there was to know, they were still in the dark. They were like 50-50.
Yeah, I don't think she ever opened up to them in a way like, these are my motivations, or these are even my thoughts, or these are the things that I ponder in my existence or whatever. We didn't really get that from her. Well, we kind of got it from Jaden to Caleb when he accepted him as a brother. Right.
But we have been on Mir's journey. We've been on Caleb's journey as the audience. And as, the writing stuff goes, and God, I wish Jay was here for this. We as the audience always know more than our characters do, even a mystery. So every once in a while, you have to have a time and story for your characters to catch up to the reader.
Gotcha.
And the penultimate episode was like, everybody knew what they'd gone through. And one or two members of the team knew what maybe one of the other ones been through, but nobody really knew Caleb's story. They knew the story, but they didn't get it.
Yeah, they kind of knew, oh, he's a guy, he's been in and out of trouble. He's here because, basically, I don't know, some kind of probation thing. His mom was in jail, but I think she broke out. He's trying to find her. I don't know. He's a trouble case, kind of thing.
And if you notice, Jaden got left behind. But if you notice in the writing, I swear, I wish Jay was here for this because he's a better writer than I want to be. The people that went with him on that little thing were all of the members of the cast that were sheltered. And I think that was really smart,
Okay. Okay.
because
I never realized that. Okay.
yeah, because Jaden grew up essentially as a nomad, with the Klingons. He was a refugee. So he got to see a little bit of how dirty it was out there.
Oh yeah, because
You
that
know,
place they went and found his mama, it sure was dirty.
yeah, I mean, and that's a big thing. Jerem was a prince. He's a freaking prince. He grew up, he grew up in them hills, hanging out with them debutantes, going to them coming out parties. And Genesis was essentially a military brat. And
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
saying that military bases ain't rough, but what I am saying is there's life on the military base and then there's life everywhere else.
Yeah. Also,
You know?
it's life on the military base as the admiral's daughter.
Exactly.
So it's a very different view. Your dad isn't just like your average everyday grunt. Or your dad doesn't work in the mess hall or something like that.
Yeah.
So there's a very different view. Um,
And
there's a
Sam,
there's a very different way people approach you.
yes,
And she even kind of alluded to it, how people treat her and stuff like that.
right. And of course, not to say that it wasn't problematic, but to say, yeah, you don't know this life. And and then of course you got Sam, who grew up essentially in the suburbs with the doctor
Yeah.
as her dad. So you essentially got your middle class friends going to the hood for the first time.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
True.
speaking of someone from the hood, who most of my friends were middle class white folks when I was a teenager, who were scared to death to come see me at home. Now granted, I was a teenager during the time of the LA riots and all the gang violence, but all they knew was the rumor, and they didn't have any
Gotcha.
experience for themselves. You feel me?
Gotcha.
The rumor and the stuff that I would complain about. And I did not do a very good job of selling where I live. Uh,
Oh man, you leave out the great stuff.
you know, but yeah, so that particular episode was the suburban kids going downtown for the first time.
Gotcha.
You
And
know?
yeah, because even when I was coming up, like I have family that's cool, and then I also got some family that gets into some things,
Yeah.
and I remember visiting certain family, and you're like, hey, I'm a kid, I want to go outside and play, and I learned very quickly in certain areas, and we looking at each other, and also we on the video, we looking at each other. There might be certain cities where this block is cool, but you can't go to the next block or 2 blocks down.
Yeah. Or
If you want to go
play.
to this store, it seems like, hey, I'll just go this way to this store. That's the quickest way. No, you need to go
Nah.
around this way to the store.
Uh-huh.
Because if you go around this way to the store, it's going to be some stupid stuff.
And
So-
for a lot of parents, thank God for video games.
Yeah. So, but of course, me coming, I knew like, okay, I can spot danger, but if you don't know the area, you just don't. Like, oh yeah, we go down this way to the store. No, let's go around this way.
And no, we'll take Figueroa. No, we cutting through the park.
Because if we go down there, there's gonna be these dudes waiting here to either harass you, mess with you, take the stuff that you bought from the store, or just take your shoes because they can. Not
Or-
even because they can't even wear the shoes. They're bigger than you, but just because they can.
Or
Because
act
there's
like
no
they're
one
your
else to mess
friend.
with right now.
Yeah, or act like they're your friends and ask you to drop something off somewhere.
True. It, like so that the random beat downs, because honestly I think especially young dudes in street gangs, they're just bored. They're honestly bored. They're like, oh, here comes a nice little a little deer or a little rabbit. Why not? Luckily.
Yeah. And next thing you know, your arms are heavy, knees weak, palms are sweaty.
Now, this is where you learn another lesson as being like a kid because I grew up in, I guess you would consider it the hood, but I grew up in the part of the hood where it was basically just working class people. Like there wasn't like a dealing going on. It was just we was poor. You know what I'm saying? Like we just didn't
Yeah.
have a lot of money, but people just went to work, came home, that was it. But there's also, of course, the part of the hood where they shooting in the daylight. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I had to also learn just because someone steps to you, one doesn't mean you have to fight because you don't have to prove yourself. Sometimes you
Mm-hmm.
do need to run. Also, if you win a fight, that doesn't mean it's over with because
That's
the
your
next
new
time they
hobby.
see you, it's not one on one anymore.
Nope, it's 3-on-1. It's
Yes.
4-on-1.
So yes. So you have to
And
run,
then
or
when
you
they
have to
do
you have to ride
win,
your bike as fast as possible.
yep. And then when they do win, now you're their hobby because they
Yeah.
finally beat you. So every
Yeah.
time they want to win, they're gonna be looking for you. You
Yes.
know.
So
Um,
it's definitely there's a lot of interpersonal things and also interrelational things.
mhm.
Things even like coming from the South and hood areas in the South to going to the North. Like there was since I grew up in a hood area where it was just working class people, it was just like, yo, there's not a lot of money around here, but people still say hi to one another. You just don't say hi to everybody in New York. You don't just say hi to everybody in
No.
Chicago. Not because there's something wrong with saying hi, but because they have decided you
Yeah.
don't look me in my eyes. But you don't know. So that's where they are in this show. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, well, okay, I guess we just wear dirty clothes. He's like, yo, man, you gotta hide that thing.
Hmm.
Put
No,
away
man.
anything that's
What you
valuable.
doing? You best tuck that chain in.
Yeah, I forgot. You gotta put away anything that looks nice. And of course, you grow up because we had boomer parents. Most you want to go outside and you want to. All right, I'm gonna step on some toes, but let's go on and say it. When you went outside, you looked like something.
Hmm.
Be mad as you want. That's just it. When you went outside, you looked like something. You comb your hair. You brush your teeth. You wore
Well, you
actual
did.
outside clothes. All right.
Oh.
So you go outside. You want to wear nice clothes. Oh, but you can't dress
No, you
too
don't.
nice. Can't dress too nice because somebody gonna like that shirt. Somebody gonna like those
Hmm.
shoes. But you're proud of these shoes because your uncle got you these shoes, or your mom got you these shoes, or your
Man,
dad got you.
my grandmama gave me that
Grandmama,
chain.
yeah, your grandmama gave you this chain. Oh no 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 no! You have to dress like okay. You don't want to dress bad enough to get clowned. You don't want to get so dressed so good that you
Hmm.
become a target.
It's what we call in the suburbs the C+ student.
Ah, yeah. Because if
You
you
ain't on
dress
the
too
A
good,
list.
you're gonna be a target. Or they're gonna rip up your shirt just because they can.
Hmm.
It's just. I'm just letting
But
y'all
you
know.
dress
Now I
too
don't know.
bad, they coming for you too.
Yeah,
But nobody notices the C+ students. The teachers don't notice the C+ students. The C+ students are not the ones that the teacher go, why can't you be more like Mike? No, no, no. And the C+ student is not the one that
Oh.
gets exemplified in class. They don't get teased.
I forgot.
They,
That's another thing.
they don't
That
get paired to.
that's another thing. You don't ever want to be compared to because then that creates resentment that you didn't even start.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't even start this. They mad at. Oh, you think you somebody? No, I didn't.
What?
I don't know what. I didn't do anything. Uh, I'm supposed to do good at school. Perfect example. I have lied about getting bad grades because I did not want to get beat up or I did not want to be clowned.
Mm.
Anyone who loves the show The Wire, the season when the kids come in, there were, I think it was a set of brothers. Notice they were only cool because they looked homeless. Nobody would bother them because they looked homeless. They weren't homeless. They were. I think their mom was. I think their mom was kind of on that stuff. But this is foggy because I haven't seen the Wire in a while. But someone in the comments, if y'all really know The Wire, let me know. Remember, there was a set of brothers. The one brother would drop his little brother off at like elementary school or whatever, but they looked homeless and nobody messed with them. That's kind of unfortunately in these situations you kind of want to be like you don't want to be messed with because if you do well, someone don't want to be seeing you shining. Like this,
Yeah,
just for
well,
real. They don't want to see you
somebody
shine.
thinks that your shine will make them look dull.
Don't be good at football. Don't be good at basketball. Don't be good at sports at
Unless
all.
you
Don't be good at academics
good at
unless
football.
you're like nationally ranked.
Hmm.
Then everybody wants to be your friend. So it's
Uh-huh.
this weird game of like,
No,
it's this.
A's don't do it. No, A's don't do it. A pluses do it.
It's just
B's
weird.
B's put you out there, but C plus,
Yeah, C plus
yeah,
keeps you nice and under the radar.
C plus, you're one of the onlookers when the fight happens. You know,
Yeah,
um,
because I found out very good. Like, okay, wow, that's great. You can take one person, and you're not scared to take one person. Yeah, bro, tomorrow's going to be three of them,
hmm
and I did not realize that.
and two of them are going to be in the next school up. So if you're in elementary, they're going to be in junior high. If you're in
They're going to
junior
be
high,
waiting
they're
for
going to
you
be
because they're
high
like,
school.
I remember you.
Hmm.
So that's where these kids are, or well, I guess these adults are, which makes it even a little more dangerous. Because I mean, an adult can hit way harder than a 12-year-old kid. So, so now, and also adults have access to. Well, I guess kids have access to it too, but that's a whole other thing. Adults have access to
The pew pew.
weaponry.
Yes.
So
And so yeah.
they're here trying to figure it out because they care about. Well, Sam cares. Genesis kind of got caught up.
Well,
And
Genesis cares about Caleb, but she cares
she ain't
about
breaking protocol.
Genesis more.
Yeah,
You
I ain't
know.
breaking no protocol out here. And I think
You know.
Darren was drunk anyway, so it
Yeah.
didn't matter.
You know. Um, but major shout out to Tarima and Darren or Derek.
Was it no, Jaden was
Jaden.
yeah,
Yeah.
Jaden they were back in the I guess the regular ship.
And then they hitched a ride, you know.
Yes.
And I'm like, yeah,
Stowaways.
yep. And they did it smart. And I'm like, okay, that's some good stuff.
And it
Um,
actually got used later on. So they're like, well, actually, if you raise the air pressure,
it's like, yeah, no, we
Jet was like, huh, all right.
well, yeah. And I talked about her all throughout Discovery.
Yeah, Jet is dope, man. I
And
like her.
Jet
I think
does
I like her
not
even more as a
disappoint.
teacher.
Huh?
I think I like her even more as a teacher.
Facts. I just like Jet being around.
Yeah.
Specifically during the Genesis and Caleb episode,
Oh,
where it
yeah.
was like, yeah, I thought I left my pad in here. But turns out all I left in here were two students in deep doo-doo.
Yeah.
You
So,
know.
this is also an episode where we get to emotionally unload.
Hmm.
So, Caleb, it's come to the surface, and I get it. You've been wanting this for so long. Essentially,
Your
your
whole
whole
path.
identity, yeah,
Yeah.
is wrapped around. I have to get back to my mom. I have to find my mom. And good thing is, when we found mom, she actually was looking for him. So that's good because I was worried that like if we found her and she didn't care no more, or we found her and we found a body. You know what I'm saying? So we did find her and she did care and she was looking for him. So that's good. But I can understand him being like, look, I'm too close. Like I've hugged her. I've looked at her. I've heard her voice again. I've held her hand. I can't.
Hmm.
Nothing else matters. And that's why I like the fact that Sam just hugged him when he's
Hmm.
unloading on everybody. Sam just hugged him like, look, I get it.
Oh, you
You're
mean
full
when he
of
was
it.
going
Yeah,
through his get out of here stupid dog moment.
yeah.
I never liked y'all anyway. And I was always doing this. And no, I never cared. It was all an act. And stop hugging me. Stop hugging me. And she's like, you
She
know what?
just
Stop
hugged
the
him. It
cat.
was yeah.
Just
She
stop
just
the
hugged him.
cat.
She was like, look. She was like, look, you're full of it, but we also understand, or at least I also understand. Like
Hmm.
this has been your mission, and you finally kind of with the with the
To
the
their
annexation
knowledge.
happening.
Yeah,
I
to
guess you
their
just
knowledge. Yeah,
but
to their knowledge, he just succeeded with his whole life goal.
Yeah.
I mean, that was it. Like I said, to their knowledge, they didn't know about the annexation. They didn't
Nah,
know about
when
the
that
people.
happened,
Yeah,
it was like, "Good morning, everyone. You're being annexed. What? You have an hour to leave if you don't want to be down with this."
you know. And so yeah, I mean, that was good. And Captain Nala, I gotta say, she finally got her chance to shine in the Star Trek tradition way. Because the Star Trek tradition way is, this is what's going down. And as the captain on this show, you have to follow orders. And if you don't follow orders, you better save the Federation, but you better follow orders. Oh no. I am officially telling you in an official capacity, do not go to floor 17 and talk to Florence and fill out form 18915B. I'm officially telling you not to do that. You know, do not go,
man.
you know, do not use the words, I'm looking for 0% interest due to the Farley Act. You cannot invoke the Farley Act. I'm definitely telling you, you know.
And shouts out to Vance because Admiral was like,
Yeah.
I'm going to be over here and I'm going to count the ships that have arrived. And I'm going to just continue counting and
I'm going to count. And I'm going to keep counting. You know what?
And
I'm going to say this.
Nala was smart enough to be like, got you.
Yeah.
Understood.
I'm going to say this in the language that I know you'll get because you had a sports team. But, you know, it's when the coach said, you know, when one of the players on the team is being a little too big for his britches and the coach says, oh, look, a butterfly. And the rest of the team is like, yeah, coach, there's a butterfly over there. So you don't see what we about to do to him.
Yeah. Because it's, especially when you rise and you fall as a team. Well, back in the day you did. You know, now, especially youth leagues are handled a little differently, but, you know, now, I'm going to just say this and get off of it. Now it's about trying to find the most talented student and just coaching them and not even worrying about the rest of the team. But we'll move on. So so we see Nala say, hey, look, I promised this kid. And now we actually found the mom. But, you know, in what we mean by finding the mom isn't just like, there she is.
No.
What we mean is like, I'm going to get her and bring her to safety so y'all can actually be together. That's what we mean in finding. So she's like, okay, cool. We found the mom, like part one of the process is done. So she's found. Now we got to get them to safety.
Yeah.
And so her going all out, even with saying like, okay, we're going to do our first part of the mission and then we're just going to sneak out and go, you know, that's understandable. And I like the fact that she had, you know, she wasn't alone. She made sure she had at least a little bit of crew.
Oh, she had the real ones on the crew.
Yeah.
You know, but she had Jet and the doctor. That's all she needed.
And also we get to see how the Athena is just quickly overrun. Like,
again, yet in Star Trek tradition.
Man, they were overrun. I was like, girl, like smooth, like drive, like I don't know, do something.
Again,
get out of there.
That's one of the Star Trek traditions I've never liked, which is woman captain, something bad is going to happen to the ship. Worse than anything else ever.
Now, in I guess men captains defense, don't men captain ships get messed up too? I mean, maybe not. I don't know. Don't they get blown up and blasted? Or
Deanna Troi crashed the Enterprise into Earth.
Oh snap! Word.
In Star Trek Generations.
Oh, I keep forgetting that I haven't seen that movie.
Dr. Crusher
was it a
made
crash
captain...
or was it just a rough landing?
No, that was a crash. That was just straight up crash. All right. Don't use soft language. She crashed.
Well, I mean, she's not a driver. I mean, she's not a pilot though. Like,
it don't matter.
The
First time a woman
pilots,
is behind the steering wheel in Star Trek, crashed. Dr. Crusher had the Pasteur, then loaned it to Picard, got destroyed in time during All Good Things. Janeway got lost for 7 years.
But the ship was okay though. See? Aha.
She came back better, but she was a Star Trek captain, first woman captain on the team, got lost on the first day. Like, not even halfway through the first season.
But it came back in one
day.
piece. It came back in one piece.
Doesn't matter. Got lost for 7 years on day one. Not like halfway through the first season, not on season 2. Lost all the way. I forgot who it was on Enterprise that made the thing, but I'm sure it was there. Kira got put in charge of Deep Space Nine, immediately got taken over by the Dominion. Michael's first week on the Discovery doesn't just get lost, but gets lost and thrown 1,000 years into the future. And now,
well, hold on, because she wasn't. Was she the captain at that time?
Yeah, because
she first officer.
Well, no, technically it was Saru, but
see, there we go. Saru messed that up.
So yeah, and now we see Captain Nala on the ship, and it almost gets destroyed. But I gotta say, and I think it's only because she's a Lorian, so she's older than all the rest of them captains combined. That she was able to be like, oh no, I got it. I watched Star Trek too. I watched Star Trek too. So, and again, crashed into Earth. All right, I'm gonna just keep putting that out there for Troy. Okay, she could have crashed into anything.
Now, I will say this to my Star Trek creators: the Athena being surrounded was an awesome opportunity to show those wings like separate and flex or something, to do something, because Book can do it. All right, Book see, this is why I want his ship, man.
All they're hearing from you right now, brother, is ching 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 ching.
How much money? Like, if those wings could like maybe separate off into their own fighters, or like separate into like a protective shell, and then maybe flex out or create some EMP. Like, come on, man. Like, come on.
See, honestly, you're saying that. I'm seeing the thing come out, have some sort of phase disruption vibro thing on all the tips, and just start cutting through other ships like an angry bird.
See,
but again,
come on, guys, help us out.
Let me speak in Paramount executive language.
That costs too much.
Ching, 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 ching.
We trying to pay for all that.
But if we make it to season 5, okay? If we make it to season 5,
remember, what was it? Season 1 where the Discovery was like pretty much doing Nightcrawler in space, and I was like, oh snap! I was like, this is the dopest ship. So yes, I still love the mycelium drive or whatever, the spore drive.
But again, that was season what? Season 3, season 4. I know.
I don't think it was the first season that had.
Yeah, no. Seasons 1 and 2, you don't put that much special effects money into it. You got to see if it's gonna go. Don't believe me? Watch The Next Generation. Hell, they couldn't even afford Avery Brooks's facial hair for season 1 of Deep Space Nine. All right.
They just transferred it. They was like, look, all right, we're gonna take everything here, we'll put it right here. But so we got the kids. They have their emotional breakdown. We got Nala, and we have Mom here, and Mom does not trust the kids. The kids are like, we're not super cool on your mama either. But I mean, I guess she alright. I don't like her haircut, but that's neither here nor there.
She looks too Romulan. She looks way too Romulan.
Yeah, she looks Romulan, right? So okay, so she got the Romulan cut. I even made fun of her cut in the.
Don't get me wrong, she was rocking it because that is a beautiful woman. But also, Star Trek tradition.
I should have known she was gonna. I should have known she wasn't gonna be dead, because Tatiana Maslany is an actual named actress, so I should have known she was going to be back. But anyway,
right.
So we got everything, all of our pieces.
Wait, that was Tatiana Maslany?
Yeah, at least
that was She-Hulk.
Yeah, at least I believe. Let me look back. I'm pretty sure that's Tatiana Maslany. Because when I saw, I was like, that's the girl from Basic Black. No, not Basic Black. What's the name of the show? Orphan Black. Thank you.
I'm like, wait, that's She-Hulk? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
You go, Matt Murdock. Anyway.
Yep. Tatiana Maslany. So yeah. So that's a good way to set up our third, because of course in the end of this episode, oh boy, that
was a Captain America level rude awakening, bro. I gotta say, that was.
We get at the end of this episode, we finally start to get the attack from good old Giamatti. and he has things in hand.
Yeah.
He's demonstrated the power he has to break up the space lanes or whatever. And I don't know.
To
Look,
build
it's
a wall.
pseudoscience, so I don't know how it
Let,
works.
let's
But
let's
he's
be
it's bad. All right.
let's be straight up. He built a wall.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what he did.
But
You know, I
he built
mean,
a wall that could essentially tear down space travel for the rest of the, I guess, galaxy. You know what I'm saying? So
um,
it's a very important
essentially,
wall.
he built a wall and he bombed it. That was the whole thing. It was he
And
built the
I,
wall and he covered it in mines
yes,
and he said, "Look, the wall is just here.
you can
If
do
you
whatever you
cross
want.
it, everybody's going down."
Yeah.
You know,
So
he got his hands on the Geneva checklist, and and he's like, "Ooh, I like this idea." You know, I had to check to see if Paul Giamatti was Canadian because that was, if you know,
so
read a history book, people.
shouts out to Paul Giamatti. But I like how we end this episode going into the next because he showed he has power.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's essentially locked all of the Federation into the into their own little section of space, which I remember Nala and the military guy saying like something like, "Hey, what if this is what he wants us to do?" One thing I wouldn't be mad at is if the military then was like, hit the little chest thing and was like, "Hey, leave a ship back. Leave
Yeah.
a ship back. Just some don't smell right because I'm the military guy. So some don't smell right. Leave a ship back. Just leave us one.
Mm-hmm.
See, it don't even have to be the new one. You can give me the 2016 ship. It don't have to be the brand new off the lot. Just leave me one ship back and just put it in cloak or something. And let's just see. Um,
Yeah.
and then also, we didn't really see or get a chance to see the sort of far-reaching response. But I know, we got 10 episodes or whatever. I guess they got to kind of like wrap it up now. But
Mm-hmm.
we didn't get to see like how did the Romulans feel about this? How did the Klingons feel about this? But I mean, I also know we're adding on another episode or a half an episode trying to figure out how the citizens or the people that are
Um,
either related to part of the Federation or even tangentially related to the Federation and how they feel about this and what their
so
response could or couldn't be,
real
aka the
talk on
fog
that
of
point.
war.
Yeah, no, real talk on that point. We got a whole nother season to talk about that
Oh
because
yeah, you're right.
the episode was the incident.
You're right.
Now
Because
that
the
opens the door
Venari aren't
to,
gone. They didn't disappear.
yeah, and that opens the door to the consequences of the incident. This season
True.
finale, I believe, was good because it said, okay, the whole Federation is in danger because of one crazy fat man. Now what? You
Now,
know,
and we hear his story. He has, which I like. So let's go to the, I guess, finale. So we're on trial,
again,
and the kids are there. The ship is taken. We got to figure out how to kind of like neutralize these minds. But we're putting Nala on trial, and the whole time when I'm in the reaction, if you guys watch the reaction, the whole time in the reaction, I'm like, yeah, but especially when it came to Mama Mir, like I'm like, didn't some people die or didn't the dude die? Like at least you alive to see your son again. I was like, what if this man or woman has kids? They never see their kids again. Then of course they reveal it in the story later on. I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like, yeah. Well, what about him? And not saying that you did not endure hardship, but your wrongdoing, right
there
or
are
wrong,
consequences.
your
Yeah,
wrongdoing had consequences, and you can't get your pound of flesh acting like your pound of flesh is the only one to be gotten. Like,
yeah.
what if we put you on trial with the children of this man? How would they be looking at you? Like, come on, girl. Like, let's stop it. But then, of course, Paul
And the,
Giamatti. Oh, sorry.
well, yeah,
Can't
of
remember his
course.
name.
When Nala brought that part up,
Mhm.
I like the fact that the writers brought it up not with look at you being a hypocrite, but with empathy. She brought it up saying, yeah, you know what? You're in that situation. You had to do what you had to do, all that other stuff. But how do you think his kids feel?
Yeah.
Like the dude was, the dude was on trial, or the dude was on his last mission. All he had to do was make it home, and he was done with Starfleet.
So
he already bought the RV. And
let's take it even further. Let's be real. They've already planned his retirement party and everything. Shoot, the office is planning their retirement, and the family has planned their separate retirement party. You know, you've been there. Your dad or your mom or auntie or whatever. Y'all had the company had their retirement party. I mean, you can forget about it. Our generation, you can forget that. But the company had one, and the family had one. Like, hey, so much service, great. Now you get to be around and be grandpop or something like that. This is not happening, and it's gone.
And then she hit her with, leadership is making hard decisions. Like, this is not for the weak. Like, yeah, you know what? I ain't saying that what I did was good. What I'm saying is, I was in a position where I had to make the best bad choice. So, do I have you hate me for the rest of my life? Or do I have this whole dude's family hate me for the rest of my life?
Also, the Federation, because the Federation is like, so you let someone come on our ship, kill our officer, and you gave them house arrest? Why? Yeah. Because he has a kid? Well, this man had kids. What about that? You know, and they're not wrong. So this whole thing, and then Noose Braca, the part I love about his story is,
oops.
Imagine that you can genuinely sort of live a lie without knowing it.
Yeah.
Because from his perspective, y'all did this. And it's like, no, your
daddy messed up, bro.
Your father and his anger actually got everybody killed. We never fired on y'all. Now, we also didn't notice y'all, or maybe y'all were too small for us to realize or recognize, or y'all weren't important enough. But, like she said, there were some places where they had nothing but body bags. At least you had something to trade on. And he instead decided to ignite it all, or maybe he didn't ignite it all on purpose, but he ended up igniting it all and killing everybody. But from your perspective, your whole life, it's like, yo, they killed my whole family. They killed my whole village. So it's like, oh, snap. And I knew what he was going to, I was like, I know what he's going to do. He's going to be like, that don't matter. And yes, he was like, it doesn't matter. It's like, no, it does matter. It matters that you were wrong all this time. Now, it sucks for the pride, but there's been times where I've been wrong and I'll be like, oh, snap, so you weren't doing, oh, man, I'm sorry.
But what kind of finale would it have been had that realization made him go, oh my God, everything I've ever thought was a lie. Here is the detonator. Yeah, nah.
He could have just did the finale where he just slid back into the bushes like Homer Simpson, like, so my dad killed everybody? So he was like, I've still got the detonator. I don't care anyway. I'm going to kill, because now your life, your identity has become like Mir's identity has become, I gotta find my mom. Your identity has become, I have to punch the Federation back. They hit me, I have to hit them back.
And then it's like, bro, we didn't hit you. That was your daddy.
Yeah. It's like, bro, I didn't hit you. It's like,
I'm already here and I'm gonna hit you.
Okay. You know what? Okay. Another Wire reference. If it's a lie, we fight on that lie. Because what was it? Was it Bodhi? Somebody, because I'm fuzzy on it. I have to rewatch The Wire again. Bodhi finds out that, was it? I don't think it was. I think either someone got killed, but it wasn't by the rival. Like Marlo didn't do it, or whatever, whoever it was. Like
Mm-hmm.
Marlo actually didn't do it, and then they were like, "Look, if it's a lie, we fight on that lie." Because like everybody hyped now, everybody got guns. They in the jeeps. They ready to roll. It's hard.
Mm-hmm.
Look, because we pumped everybody up, so everybody pumped up. They ready to go. They ready to shoot somebody. They want they pound of flesh. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's like, or if you have any pets, like if you have fish or snakes or whatever, you know your snake knows, hey, I eat every Tuesday or every other Tuesday, and you bring that mouse in, you put that mouse in the tank, and you put that mouse in the tank for about 10 minutes, then you snatch it out. This thing like, whoa, 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 wait,
Mm-hmm.
wait, I got my mouth all ready for a new mouse. You can't turn this off now, baby. So he like, yo, look, hey, I don't care. All this, I don't care who did it. Look, the Federation gonna go down.
Yeah.
They gotta pay. Pay for what? We didn't do it. They got to pay.
You
So
know, but I do
he'll
like
probably end up
that.
being a laughing stock because all of his like generals or whatever, they're like, man, I'm out. They're like, what?
Like,
Your
wait, your daddy did it?
Like, man, I'm out.
And again, and I actually liked how she proved it, where she was like, okay, well, you're here. Did you take chemistry? Yeah. Tell me about this chemical. That. What color does it burn? Well, it burns red. What color are Federation weapons? Well, blue. Right. That lithium burns blue. That thing burns red. Star Trek or Starfleet ain't never had no red weapons.
Nope.
We don't do red.
Nope.
You know, we ain't
We are
from
not
that
the
neighborhood.
Empire.
Yeah, exactly. And they were like, oh, yeah, no, that's the point. Oh, you're lying. Not a lie. Science.
Nah, man. It's straight
Matter
science.
of fact, your whole congregation out here is on Wikipedia right now looking that up.
Yep, because you know how it is. The second he said it, one of those generals in the background that had their little hologram on, they were like, hey, Ted, go check how
Mhm.
what color that burns real quick. Let me
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, real
Then when he
talk.
came out, he was like, yeah, it burns red, and the Federation has no red weapons. Thank you very
Okay.
much. And then they're like, disconnect. They just hit him with the poop. They're like,
Yeah, they just ended the call.
they're like,
They were
end
like,
call.
yeah, that was,
Well, I don't care. I still have the detonator. Well, you got the detonator.
yeah. Senator
Which
Crazy
wasn't-
Man has just left the group chat, you know? I mean, that's really what it was. It's like, well, I got the detonator and I'm gonna blow it up anyway. Yeah, you can try.
I mean, you can try, but we got Sam on the case, and everything's all right. Like
You know.
Also, not only did we have Sam on the case, but we had an episode where we played musical chairs with the captain. Yo, everybody's a captain on this episode.
You know.
Yo.
No, Reno was the captain.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, like, everybody got to sit in the chair. Like, look, I gotta go make some soda real quick. Just sit in the chair real quick. I'm going to get a pack of smokes. Sit in the chair real quick. Hey, I'm going over to make a sandwich. You sit in the chair real quick. Like, everybody was sitting in the chair.
That was very much oh look, we are out of milk. And yeah, but I really dug, like, again, in Star Trek tradition,
All right.
Captain gives a clandestine order to the crew. You know, it could be a look, it could be a thing. In this case, it was, you know, shed off thy mortal coil and become beyond it. And I'm like, ooh, you know. And sure enough, it was, Captain wants to try this maneuver. And Reno's like, we ain't never tried that one before. He's like, I know.
He'll be all
Anyway, anyway, let's do it. What are you talking about doing? Oh, I'm about to become the ship. What? I did it once with Voyager.
It's like,
'cause
I'm
I'm
pretty
just-
sure it can work.
Like, I'm just proving again, I don't need y'all. I'm the Doctor hologram, and
It's like,
I don't need
I think
y'all.
I can do this.
Yeah, like, I don't need you. I've been doing this for a long time. You
And
know,
speaking of who is someone else who's been what's hold on, let me Let me look at the cat. I want to see something real quick because when he became the ship, I I strangely thought of L3 from Solo: A Star Wars Story. Guys, roll with me because I know y'all don't like that movie. All right. But in the movie, L3 is, I think she's either dying or she's disassembling or whatever. So they put her into the ship and then she's able to navigate, I think, for the Kessel Run. Let me know if I'm wrong. I know she navigates for something. I think it's the Kessel Run.
I
But
didn't watch. I didn't watch.
but L3
Solo, so-
becomes becomes part of the ship. And I was just like, oh man, I was like, I know people aren't gonna like this when I bring this reference up. But that's what it made me think about. I was like, oh man, like L3, but he can come back. Like L3, I think she's there forever. I think she's always the ship now,
Oh,
which
that's
also
terrifying.
which adds more mystique to the Falcon, but that's a whole other thing. Uh, but it was nice to see our epilogue where things aren't perfect, but they're getting there. They're taking strides, and they're honestly working with one another. Which it started with the hug, when they were behind enemy lines, when Nala hugged
Hmm.
Mama Mia and was like, "Look, everything's all good. The kids aren't dead. It's gonna be all right, but you gotta just roll with me." So I I have to say, epilogue wise, I'm glad where we're standing.
Okay.
I'm glad where we stand. I think we're in a perfect place to say, okay, these people have bonded. They know who they are. Um, they kind of dig one another. They're willing to work and sacrifice for one another. So now they can actually begin. Well, I guess they're going into their second year or third year. No,
Yeah.
second year. So
Second year.
so they're not getting in the ship yet, but at least they trust one another. So that's the cool thing. So I'm like, this is, I'm happy where we are. I don't know where mom's going to end up. I don't think she's staying, but I guess she'll probably be recurring. We'll see her every now and
Hmm.
then. So I'm I'm happy where we are with it. I'm down.
Yeah. All in all, I think this was a very good finale. I think it was a very good finale. Um, I haven't seen a Star Trek show get this much hate since Picard. Um, and quite honestly, I think it's falsely placed.
I thought
Um,
Picard. Well, no, yeah, you're right because Picard. Everybody says the third season is the one that's the good season, and then
it's
everything
what
else.
people wanted. I don't know if it's
Ah,
good. I just know it's what
ooh.
they imagined when they said, "Oh, Picard's coming back." They saw Last Ride of the TNG crew. Um,
And okay,
yeah.
you know what? Let's stick there for a second.
Okay.
Would it be wrong to expect that, knowing that all the crew is still here with us, and
Um,
also, would it be?
real talk.
Wouldn't it be? I guess I don't know if the term is
No,
right, but wouldn't it be
real.
satisfying to give that? Like
We'll see.
I,
Real
I don't
talk.
know. I don't know
And
what word I'm trying to
I
use for that, but you know what I
no,
mean, right?
I experienced this with the Star Wars sequels. Okay.
Hmm.
It's not wrong to expect anything. The question is, what is your reaction to not getting it?
I got you.
And when the Star Wars sequels came out, everybody wanted to see one more run on the Millennium Falcon with Luke, Leia, Han, Chewie, 3PO, and R2. Possibly Lando as well.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what people wanted.
And and all right, pin right there, hold right there.
Hmm.
Mo Better Blues.
Hmm.
Give them what they want. Play the hits. Like, I mean, there is, but there's always that argument. You got Denzel's character, like I wanna fly, I wanna go crazy, I wanna do all these riffs and runs, and Wesley's like, bro, play the stuff they like,
Yeah,
play the stuff they want. But
yeah.
go
I
ahead,
mean,
sorry.
and the thing is, of course, just like in life, everything lands on the balance. You know, and Picard actually showed us that seasons 1 and 2 was nothing that the fans wanted. But season 3 was it was like seasons 1 or 2 were like broccoli, broccoli, broccoli. Season 3, cake.
They
You
and
know,
they and as someone who watched season 1 and 2 and gave up and didn't watch 3, that wasn't even roasted broccoli. That was like the school broccoli that you get. It was just boiled or something.
still a little bit. It's turning brown. Yeah.
It's like mushy. It was boiled. She puts it on your plate like this. It's like it's nothing. You
You know
might get some of that. I don't know what it is, that cheese sauce, whatever. Who knows what that's made out of?
that cheese product.
Yeah,
But yeah. So and my big thing is when it comes to a new Star Trek show, I never know what to expect, so I don't expect anything except for reflections of what you get on every Star Trek show. A lot of talking, a lot of unknown science gack energy through the deflector dish. Um, a lot of, a lot of navel gazing, a whole lot of navel gazing from um the first episode of Star Trek, the original series, that tackled racism directly in 1965, to A Measure of a Man, to The Trial of the Q, to there's always a trial, there's always a discussion, there's always a reflection of current events. That's what Star Trek do. Matter of fact, that's almost all that Star Trek do. You know,
yeah, true that.
so I come to expect that stuff. But the question is, how do you make Star Trek do what Star Trek do with types of characters that we haven't seen yet?
Yeah,
And the answer has always been make the characters a reflection of the time in which they are written. So the original crew was, you had Captain Kirk, the middle class white guy, running a crew of a Rainbow Coalition that you really can't tell is part of the Rainbow Coalition except for 2 members, the black one and the pointy-eared one. Then you get the Next Generation, which is a reflection of a more visually diverse cast and a little bit younger looking, because everybody, in the 60s, you looked 45 when you were in your 20s, and the 90s came around and people started looking less old because different chemicals in the food and higher nutrition and all that stuff. And Deep Space Nine, it was people of color and other alien races doing their thing, and let's really dive into what culture looks like. And then you had Voyager, where it was like the reflection of the time is the authority and power the actual good guys? Let's give an opposing point of view with the Maquis, but then make them work together and ultimately make it so that the Federation is right most of the time. Then you got Discovery, which is, guess what? It's the 21st century, and everything you're used to about people that don't apply no more. We're going into multiracial, multi-generational, multi-gendered. This is where we're at. Okay. This is where we're at right now. And pretty much the same thing, that comes out on Starfleet Academy, where we got multiracial, multi-economic, multicultural, multi-sexual preference, because it's the future, but it's also a reflection of today. And today,
because now the Starfleet Academy is in the future. Like
it's in the future.
Yeah.
It's in the super future. I wish there were more cyborgs. I really do. I wish there were more cyborgs.
Yeah, because I miss Aram. Was it Aram? Yeah, I miss her. And oh man, I forgot she had to sacrifice herself. See, you know what? It's about time to go back and watch Discovery too.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I understand why there's not as many with Darum. I understand why he has the Nightcrawler from X-Men Evolution hologram generator to make him look human, because cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
We've got to show the handsome man on screen.
Well, and it takes 6 hours to put him in makeup, and everybody that's putting him on makeup and him are on the clock, and that costs money.
So
You know?
either A, he has to report to set like 6 hours early with
Hmm.
the makeup people, or everybody has to wait.
And they
So
knew Michael Dorn was worth it, and Brent Spiner only had spray on makeup. So, and LeVar Burton had a hair clip, so they could get away with that, you know. But yeah, but Michael Dorn was expensive, and Jerry Ryan was expensive, you know. That's why, as Voyager went on, she went from 6 hours of makeup as a Borg to just glue this on her head. We move
just
on
a
because
little 3M tape and no problem.
yeah, exactly. We went from Hugh to Seven of Nine to Seven of Nine in a leotard to Seven of Nine in a Starfleet uniform that they pulled off the rack and they just glued a thing to her head. So, am I wrong? Am I wrong? All
I mean,
right.
yeah, it was a very easy kind of like setup for Borgness.
Yeah, exactly. It was. Oh no, no, no. Here's a Borg ring, just to say you used to be a Borg. You know, our prop guys like made a mold and they just pour a new one every week. You're good.
Don't worry about
Um,
it. It's all good.
yeah. So matter of fact, they're pouring them right now because you know it takes 35 minutes and everybody's on the clock. I don't want to hear your sass. Um, but yeah. So again, this is the stuff that they got to take into consideration. But again, science fiction as a whole has always been a reflection of the times that we live in, but Star Trek in particular, because it's the second biggest sci-fi property on Earth, period. You know, uh,
Second, I'd say probably maybe the first. Well, yeah.
it's not bigger than Star Wars.
Wow, you think? Well, yeah. Star Wars
No.
probably gets them on the merchandise side. Yeah.
Well, Star Wars was all merch. But it's not that. It's Star Trek is known and loved by people who like science fiction.
Hmm.
Star Wars is known and loved by everybody.
Okay. Okay.
You
See, I
know,
was just thinking about big, like like the dollars they bring in. But yeah, I see what you're
yeah,
saying.
like cultural relevance.
Because
Everybody wants a lightsaber. Nobody knows what a phaser does.
yeah, it's like it's a
You don't see
gun, but
kids
it's a stun
pretending.
weapon. But it's like it can do it. They definitely stay in the gray area of what a
Yeah.
phaser can do.
I mean, you can't go to Turkey and see kids playing in the street going three to beam up as much as you can. Go to that same town in Turkey and see kids with broomsticks going vroom, 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 you know. So yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
real talk. Star Wars is the number one most beloved and most popular science fiction property on
I get
Earth.
you. Yeah, and then there's so
You
many.
know,
One thing I will say, because we got Darth Maul on the way, Star Wars is going to give you your showdowns. You're gonna
hmm
have your showdown with
exactly.
Anakin and Ahsoka and Darth Maul,
Oh,
his last battle with Obi-Wan. Like you're gonna get your showdowns where it's like, okay, it's been a long time coming. I've been owing you this butt whooping, so here it comes. Like this.
and Star Trek will give you a conversation about it and why it might or might not be the best course of action. And once it is the best course of action, then you know you're getting some stuff,
Yeah.
but you're getting it's
That's I
how
think that's why I like Cisco too, because Cisco was like, look, all right.
Cisco wasn't about to talk it.
Cisco was like, shoot him.
Actually,
Are you
Cisco
sure,
talks
sir?
like a
Shoot
black
him.
dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Cisco talks like a black dad. It was like, aren't you
If I gotta
Federation?
get out
Aren't we
my
supposed to
chair,
be practicing diplomacy? Yes. When I said that if you cross the border, I would be forced to commit terrible atrocities toward
that
you.
was that was
That
that was the
was the
diplomacy.
conversation.
That was the diplomacy right there.
Yeah,
You should
that
have
was
known, like, hey man, if I do this, this gonna happen.
yes.
See, you
The
thought I
if
was
and then
playing.
statement that I made was the diplomacy that
And
we
see,
practiced.
it's not Cisco's fault. If these other captains didn't fold, and you know what? Okay, parenting lesson, at least for my dad. So my dad said, parents' problem is that they lie to their kids. And I was
Mm-hmm.
like, huh? And he said, I'm going to take this, and you don't take it. You're not going to be able to go here, and then you let them go there. You're not going to be able to have this, and you get it for a mini thing. And see, that's it. See, Cisco ain't the problem. The other captains lie to you. The other captains say, hey, we're going to bomb you, and then they don't bomb you. See, I'm not lying to you. See, I'm Cisco, baby. All right? I don't play.
You know, in all fairness, you can put Janeway in that same tier.
Yeah, Janeway comes through. She comes
Janeway
through.
is like, I'm trying to do this diplomatically, but if you don't, I'll have to kill you all and take your stuff. I'm trying to get home.
And see, also now I have to go back and watch Voyager because I know Janeway through the eyes of Prodigy. I
Oh,
never
bruh.
watched Voyager, so now I have to
Come
go back and
season
watch
3,
the
she was a straight up pirate.
Well,
Why
I
do you
mean,
think
if you're
they came
lost
back
in
with
space-
better guns, ablative armor, the ability to freaking go faster than warp 10? That was all Janeway, just jacking people.
Yo, man,
She was
you got,
like, "Excuse me, can I get a ride
gotta
home,
hustle and
please?"
survive on the street, you know.
Yeah, I mean, she literally is that woman that's like, "Hey, could I get a ride around the corner real quick?" And it's like, "No, get out of here, crazy woman. Fine, I'll take your car.
It's like, oh,
Either way, I'm getting around the street." and, uh, and I think that was the Maquis kind of looking at her, going, "See, I told you, Starfleet ain't to be trusted." you know. But yeah,
all right. So
yeah.
I'll throw this to you because I know we've been on for a minute. Instead of final thoughts,
Mhm.
any hopes or predictions for season 2, and then tell them
So-
where they can find you.
So season 2 predictions are weird for me because we're gonna go the second year. So what do we know? The classes are gonna be harder. You're going to make new friends. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Which means, and the threat level has got to rise because that's what keeps people interested. So we're gonna get 1 to 2 new cast members. An expansion on the cast members we didn't get to meet. We didn't really get to spend a lot of time with, specifically Tarima's brother. Yeah, we're gonna get somebody else. We're gonna get we're definitely going to get another antagonist because that's also a Star Trek thing. You know, whether it's the original series where it was like the Klingons the big threat, then they introduced the Romulans, and of course the villain of the week thing. Star Trek The Next Generation. Well, the Klingons are good, but the Romulans are a little sneaky. Who's this Borg? Or actually, no, sorry, first season. Who are these Ferengi? And then came the Borg. You know, so every show introduces another iconic villain for that show. You feel me on that? So we're gonna get our other iconic villain, our Klingon replacement, if you will, even if it might be the Klingons. You know, the Klingons might become antagonists again, or the Romulans might decide to succeed from Vulcan again. But that's overall.
What Navarre now? I think they're
Yeah.
whoever they are now.
Yeah. So that's a possibility. I believe we're gonna get more of Captain Nala's past. And
yeah, because I mean she's lived long enough, so we could definitely dive into that.
Yeah. Now I can tell you what I don't want.
Okay.
I don't want a cameo by Whoopi Goldberg.
All right.
Well, remember, Nala's Tellurian, Guinan is Tellurian, so I don't want to. And again, love Whoopi. I've always loved. I've loved Whoopi since Color Purple. All right.
But you don't need.
I watched Burglar 11 times. All right, so I'm real on this. And Guinan was in my top 5 characters of the Next Generation, but I think it's time to let her go. I would love to see Carol Kane, because she's another Tellurian and she's on the Discovery, so that would be great. I would love to see those two. I think I'm prediction, not what I don't want, just something that I see happening and I'm ambivalent about it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm predicting that we're going to get a cameo from more Discovery members. It was good to see Tilly. I'm glad that we got Jet. So next season, I'm thinking we're going to get Stamik and the Doctor.
Yeah, because we can always bring them in like guest professors or come in to do a lecture or something. That's cool.
Well, specifically,
or you mean like on a mission?
No, guest professor. Tilly came in to help heal Tamira in this one, so I can see the Doctor from the Discovery bonding with Devon. Or Devin, or sorry, Jaden. I can see him bonding with Jaden.
Nice.
Okay. Because Jaden is gonna be medical. We know he's gonna be medical.
Yeah.
That's what he does. And so you've got essentially the gay man of color being mentored by the other gay man of color. So that's kind of a no-brainer. So I see that happening, if not season 2, season 3.
Okay.
What we don't have really, and I think this is where we're going to get it, because we got on Lower Decks, we got in Prodigy. When it comes to teaching the young, of the crew members, of the students, we don't have an engineer. Caleb is close, but he occupies a different branch of engineering.
Yeah, you're right. He is. His engineering has always been centered around like, what can I get away with? It's not really. It's like I got to survive. What can I get away with?
No,
it's not like, hey, I'm not like the engineer.
No, I mean his department. Like he uses engineerings, but he doesn't care about ships.
Nah, not at all.
He does like making the stuff. Okay, but he's an engineer like Stamik. He's not like Jet.
Yeah, gotcha.
And that's what this crew needs.
Maybe we get introduced to like some kind of whiz kid that shoots up, like he got to skip his last high school grade or something like that. Something like that.
Well, no, we've already got that in Sam.
You're right, but see, Sam isn't an engineer type. Like I'm not saying oh no,
I'm talking the character trope, the genius kid who got skipped a grade. That was Sam.
Okay. See, I was meaning more in like a character outlook on life kind of thing.
Yeah,
because you can also go the other way with the whiz kid, where I'm the smartest in the room. I know I'm the smartest in the room, and I have to make sure to prove it to everybody here. And you can work with that a little bit, especially around these characters who have kind of already been there, sort of. So you can kind of work that around. So but I see where you're coming from. My bad. Go on ahead.
See, I know the character trope that I want to see. But I want to see that everywhere, especially when it comes to engineers. And Jet kind of fills that role, and the role I'm talking about is McCoy.
All right.
The overqualified, cantankerous one that just don't have time for the rest of this jazz. And yeah, I want to, if they bring in like an engineer, he's got to be, or he or she has got to be like, yeah, you know what? I'm good with machines. I'm bad with people. And I don't mind being bad with people. It's not that I dislike people. It's just, I like machines more. And then, kind of like Mr. Terrific in Superman.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That whole, I don't really get involved in other people's feelings. Well, I get that. It's just blah, blah, blah. All right. I'm looking at you like that was your cue to stop talking.
Hey, I don't,
we're not friends.
I care, I guess, in the abstract idea, but I'm not here to give you advice. I don't know. Just do whatever you want.
I don't dislike you, but I don't like you. I work here, and Deep Space Nine gave us that in O'Brien. All
right. Well, O'Brien, I guess, I guess he
O'Brien
like
was like, bro, I just work here. It's a paycheck. I got a wife. I got kids. Oh, you
O'Brien.
guys are
Yeah, O'Brien
officers.
was waiting to clock out. I forgot.
Facts.
O'Brien was like, look, I, yo, O'Brien was the dude that like, all right, he get off at 5, so he go in the bathroom at like 4:30. You be like, what's he doing in the bathroom?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's who I want. I want the O'Brien. I want the Bones. I want God who they didn't have one on the Next Generation because they had to do the biggest, the brightest, and the true believers. But yeah, I'm straight up talking the Torres, the O'Brien, the McCoy, the this is my job and I'm not doing anything past it. And Discovery had Reno. So
Yeah.
if we have that person and either be under Reno's wing or actually follow through with how the doctor looked at Sam for the first half of the season, which is like, I see you, I know you, I don't want to be near you. And, you know, and that would be a great thing for Reno. Or we need our fighters so that number one has a protege as well. You see what I mean?
All right.
Because
Okay.
this is very much a master apprentice type show. And Caleb is under Nala. You know, he's going to be a captain one day. You know, he's the second coming of Kirk, or the third coming because we had a Riker. You know, so Sam is under the doctor. Jaden is under the doctor because he's going to be a doctor.
Yeah.
But you know, yeah, we could use another character to fill a niche. You know, I mean, even Strange New Worlds, which when does that start again?
When does Strange New Worlds come back?
Yeah, Strange New World has their doctor who was like, you know what? I'm here. I'm really good at what I do. Don't ask me about my affairs.
He was like, look, don't mess with me because, you know, I have a past.
And a doctor is the last person you
I
want to
used
get
to be like
fight
some
with.
kind of
We know where to
super
hit you.
Black Ops dude with mad karate skills. Like,
You know, and the only one who understood was Nurse Chapel, you know.
yeah.
And again, Nurse Chapel was the free spirit doing that whole thing, but we already got that with Caleb. You know, we got our diplomat in Nala. With our students, we've also got the diplomat in Genesis.
Mm-hmm.
We've got our hot shots
With Daryl.
with Durham and Mir. They're both hot shots in two different departments.
You're right. They're hot shotty in two different ways.
Yeah, you know. So I mean, we even have our Midoriya in Taram's brother. You know, with the we gonna do this. Yep, I'm 100% down. What we doing? You know.
No problem. I got you. Hold up. What are we doing again?
Yeah, exactly. You know, we've got our Pippin. So what we need is our cantankerous guy. We need our Gandalf.
Right.
You know, we need our Bones. We need our guy that's literally sitting on the sidelines going, you're all stupid. And I'm only here because you'll blow up without me.
Oh boy.
You know, and I think
You
he should be an
need me.
engineer. Yeah, and I think he should be an engineer. You know, I really do.
Okay, cool.
Because Jed is a lot more like Scotty than Bones. You know,
All right. I can see
with
that.
the always lie to your captain because they don't know what they want, but you know what they need. So it's like, well, you know, if we tell them that we can fix the ship in an hour, we'll have to go back home and we won't be able to look for the captain. Yeah, but see, these things could take weeks. Like I'm all out of Liberty crystals, and we definitely need more of the science gacanium. So you know, and our
Science
deflector
gacanium.
dish is chipped. So you know, I mean, if our deflector dish is chipped, there's no way we can travel. We could be out here for 3 weeks. You know, we need that guy. You know,
There's always somebody on the other end of those calls that's like not the person on the call, but they're like, that's not true.
yeah, exactly.
But they're like, I'll just let it slide.
Yeah, you know, I mean, you know, so I would love to see that student.
Okay.
You know, that student that's there. And I mean, you can make them quiet. You can make them like Athos in the Three Musketeers, who's kind of seen too much or hasn't seen a whole lot and doesn't really want to. Um, you know, like I remember when the Kelvin universe started and they brought in McCoy, Carl Urban is like, death is not, or space is nothing but death and disease wrapped in darkness and silence. And Kirk is like, everything we do is in space. Yep, I know everything we do is in space, but damn wife divorced me and took everything in the divorce. All she left me with was my bones. I ain't got nowhere else to go. I want to see that guy. Gotcha. I want to see that guy in the academy. Because we already got jailer military, and we've got the I'm running away from my rich family to join the military, and we've got the country dude in Jaden. Like, my family ain't got nothing. We're going from place to place. This was my only way to actually make a living. We got the admiral's daughter. We got the foreign exchange student. We got the regular dude who's just a little too eager, So we've got all the military tropes except for the grizzled one,
Gotcha. All right, cool.
So that's what I think they need to introduce next season. That's what I'd like to see.
All right, cool.
But
I guess let them know where they can find you.
Oh yeah, sorry. I mean, Deep Space Nine even had Odo. So that's what I'm talking about.
There was a little heart in there somewhere. He just had it.
There's always a little heart, but it was always covered with God.
You gonna have to dig dig for oil to get to that heart, but it's in there. It's in there.
Yeah, for real. So yeah, and I mean that's what I think that the students need. So you guys can find me on my YouTube channel, Solar Gray or Bid P Blurred. And yeah, I got some other stuff in the works. I'm just trying to get past a couple of things I've been working on, and so outside of all that, don't forget to like and subscribe here, y'all. If y'all like our conversations,
especially if you made
put it on before you go to sleep, and it's like hanging out with us.
If you put it on this far, like, come on, man, spread the love.
Yeah, seriously, it's just a click. That's all. It doesn't even come with junk mail. And what the 21st century on the internet does not come with bot texts and junk mail? All right. So click the thing, that's all. Just one little click, So yeah, but what about you? What is it that you want to see?
The only thing I want to see next season is, as second year, I would like to see the Federation make these kids go on the humanitarian missions for like service, community service, or I guess galactic service, whatever they were, and kind of see how that relates. Does it break down? Does it, or how that helps enrich their, of course I know a fight is coming, but I would like to see some of that, because I would assume that's something that you have to prep the students for. Is, hey, we do a lot of humanitarian missions. It's not going to be all like super cool flying around, and how they learn about that. Now, of course, it could end up like the Miyazaki, but at least starting out, with them going, helping people, seeing what the Federation is now post-burn to the Federation states, planets, colonies, whatever. Kind of
you make a lot of points, but I think your lower decks is showing.
Oh no, I don't want lower decks. But yes, I would like to see sort of them pushed into the practice part of learning. Flying around, helping people, doing community service things, even how they work together and, say, fixing the ship, the kind of like what goes into the Starfleet Academy, like what goes into learning how to become a Starfleet guy, or gal, like what does the curriculum look like, even if it's just like a little peek every now and then, kind of like, what does it look like? So I think that's what I want to see. Now, of course, hopefully hopefully not too crazy a love triangle, but I think we're kind of past that. So hopefully we won't have to deal with that. Um, but yeah, I want to see what it is, a little bit of the day to day of this second year, and how it's much harder or more enriching than the first year.
Hmm.
So yeah, I think that's what I want to see. Now, of course, we're gonna get some fights because Caleb he there, and hopefully we get another dangerous spacewalk with them. I mean, I'm pretty sure he doesn't want to have it, but I mean, I'm from the comfort of my own home. See, I can watch the dangerous spacewalk. He got to do it, but like some tense moments. But I do want to see what it takes to be in the chair, what it takes to be at the console, what it takes to be in the down there with the warp tubes and stuff. Like, what do you have to actually do?
Oh, you want some Jeffrey Tubes moments, huh?
Oh man. So I guess yeah, with that, I'm happy about the episode. So I will leave y'all with NERDSoul, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, podcast, all that jazz. Until the next time that you have to go on trial for putting somebody in jail for something they should have been in jail for, but now they got a whole bunch of minds. We're just saying peace.
Yeah. Yeah.
We out.